Now at 10, the Carthage mayor talks about why utility workers might have to wait a little longer for a wage increase. Plus, authorities arrest a man suspected of copper wire thefts in the area. And the Carthage Water and Electric Plant celebrates a milestone, bringing service to the community.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Environmental Protection Agency is making its way to Cherokee County, Kansas to continue monitoring lead levels. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. It's been a concern in that old mining district for generations. KOAM's Jasmine Knight looks at the effort to address the problem.
The former Tri-State Mining District, located in southeast Kansas, mined lead and zinc from the mid-1800s to the 1970s. Today, traces of lead, zinc, and cadmium can still be found in Cherokee County.
With 100 years of mining also comes 100 years of mine waste. Now, waste has been distributed throughout the community in some means by natural means, and in some ways by anthropogenic means. So that means like moving the material around.
Years ago, the EPA completed a major cleaning effort to remove lead waste from Cherokee County. However, if you still have concerns about your property, contact the EPA for a consultation.
Generally, we'll collect the soil samples, and then we provide those results to the property owner, along with an explanation of kind of what the levels are and what that means. Each one of our Superfund sites, we have identified levels at which cleanup would be required on a property.
As far as lead contamination, it can be hard to detect, but it's very harmful, especially for pregnant women and children. Symptoms of lead poisoning include slowed physical growth, hearing, learning, and behavioral problems, as well as nervous system damage.
There's things like hand washing, very simple things. There's, if you're tracking material in from contaminated areas on your property, making sure just to sweep and vacuum the house. Blood testing for children, that is a common one.
Overall, the EPA advises residents to stay informed and take the proper precautions when needed. Reporting in Baxter Springs, Jasmine Knight, KOAM News.
The EPA also offers lead testing for properties at no cost to the resident. You can learn more on their website. The Carthage City Council says they want to improve communications between them and the Water and Electric Plant Board. That's in the wake of the back and forth between the board and the council that led to some confusion about whether utility workers would get pay raises. You might recall at one point the council decided to dismiss board members, then reverse that decision under public pressure. The mayor hopes better communication can help the city avoid similar conflicts in the future.
It's been an ongoing for years. There's been some shortfalls in communication, and we are going to get that taken care of.
The mayor says once the council receives the results of the study, utility workers can expect to see the wage increase in next year's budget. MoDOT says the I-44 bridge near Fidelity, Missouri is now repaired and all the lanes and ramps are reopened. The bridge was damaged last month, you'll recall, when an oversized crane went under it on State Highway 59 and struck the bridge's girders. The girders and concrete surrounding them were damaged, but MoDOT engineers at the time determined the bridge to be structurally sound. Still, it needed repairs, which are now complete. Authorities have arrested a man suspected of damaging tens of thousands of dollars in copper wire of an area internet provider. Troy Maples is charged with theft of property or services and criminal damage to property, among other crimes. It stems from a recent copper wire theft from Crawcan Telephone Cooperative. Authorities found Maples just outside of Pittsburgh. Crawcan offered a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of a suspect in the vandalism and theft case. Police say thieves are targeting grounding copper, but they're also cutting fiber. Although the copper thefts yield only a few $100s, the damage caused by cutting that fiber, it's a lot more significant. It can cause outages to services such as 911. A lot of us would like to see some more rain. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
At least we got fairly widespread rain for us late last night into the morning hours. Nobody really likes the severe weather, but we'll definitely take the rain. And then we dried out, heated up this afternoon, 96 for the high. Average high is 90 degrees. Pretty quiet out there for us right now. A couple little sprinkles on the Kansas side, but most of us are dry at this point in time. But we're going to check to see if some thunderstorms can develop out to our west and try to roll in very late tonight. So most of the night it looks pretty good. A few isolated thunderstorms trying to pop up after 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, really get going 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and start to drive off toward the east. Majority of these are going to be in the southern half of the region, but some of those could be on the strong side as we get into tomorrow morning. Possible severe threat tomorrow night. We're going to talk about all this here in a bit.
See you soon. Some area folks had a lesson in culture and heritage. Missouri Humanities today hosted a cultural heritage workshop in Joplin. It was a way for community members to brainstorm ways to increase engagement and better use community assets. The day consisted of group discussions, activities, and a two-part presentation.
How to better recognize your cultural heritage assets, whether it be historic sites, buildings, stories, that kind of thing. So we are doing a lot of different exercises, worksheets, just to kind of better understand your community's story, your community's heritage, and how to best utilize that.
The workshop was free. They also discussed Route 66's 100th anniversary in Joplin. We want to thank all of you who pledged donations during today's Hero Fund telethon. During our earlier newscast, we worked with volunteers to accept your phone-in contributions to help support first responders in the 4 states. You, your neighbors, and sponsors pledged thousands of dollars that'll help buy such things as bulletproof vests and firefighting equipment, tools that help first responders who dedicate their professions to helping all of us. Area first responders are thankful for having a community that leans on them.
The work and grinding it out. I feel like when you have a passion for your job, you don't go to work a day in your life. And that's how I felt. I've loved every minute of working as a firefighter. Exceptional crews, exceptional people to work with, and getting to go out and do something, give back to the community in maybe it's just a small way one day.
Thanks to all the first responders and sponsors who manned the phone banks. Again, thanks to all of you who gave what you could. Coming up, Missouri Health Department stressed the importance of getting your children vaccinated ahead of the school year. Plus, members of the Screen Actors Guild vote to go on strike. What this could mean for the entertainment industry. The new school year is going to start before you know it, and the Springfield Health Department is reminding parents to add vaccines to their children's back-to-school checklist. In Missouri cities, health leaders say vaccination rates dropped 1% during the last school year, which could mean children are falling behind for their scheduled vaccines for this upcoming school year. The health department offers vaccination appointments through the Vaccines for Children program. That program benefits uninsured, underinsured, Medicaid-eligible American Indian and Alaskan Native children.
So vaccinations they're an excellent tool to help us prevent diseases. And when you're getting your child or teen ready to go back to school, making sure that they're up to date on their vaccinations is a perfect time to do that.
If your student is covered under health insurance, the department encourages you to contact your health provider for an appointment. Local and county health departments can provide up to 14 different vaccinations depending on a child's age. A Carthage state representative puts his hat in the ring to move up in office. Republican Representative Cody Smith today announced he's running for Missouri State Treasurer. He serves as the Missouri House Budget Chairman. He was first elected to the House in 2016. His candidacy challenges Vivek Malik for the Republican nomination. Franklin County Area Financial Advisor Lucas Johnson filed to run as a Democrat for state treasurer. Members of the Screen Actors Guild voted to go on strike after failing to reach a deal with major studios. The contentious dispute that will shut down many small, big, and various size productions centers on money and technology. Reporter Tom Watt has the latest.
Hollywood actors join writers on the picket line Friday in a dispute focusing on the future of the entertainment business.
Streaming and AI and digital is so prevalent in the industry, it has disemboweled the industry that we once knew.
At the heart of the impasse is actors' income from streaming entertainment and safeguards amid the increasing role artificial intelligence is playing in movies and TV.
We're talking about the potential for them to be able to use our name, our likeness, our movements, our voice for future projects without our consent.
SAG-AFTRA also says actors are missing out on millions in residuals.
A lot of actors have to have second or third or even fourth jobs in order to just make a decent living.
The walkout affects the union's 65,000 actors from TV and film productions who will not be able to promote their films. In London Thursday, Deadline Hollywood reports some of the cast of Oppenheimer left the premiere as the union decided to go on strike.
There's an existential threat to, the industry that needs to be addressed.
The group representing studios and streaming services said in a statement Thursday, "We are deeply disappointed that SAG-AFTRA has decided to walk away from negotiations. This is the union's choice, not ours," adding the move will deepen the financial hardship for thousands who depend on the industry. Tom Waite, CBS News, Los Angeles.
This is the first time actors and screenwriters have gone on strike together since 1960, when the Actors Guild president was Ronald Reagan. Still to come, how the Carthage Water and Electric Plant is celebrating years of service to the community.
Plus, we have more thunderstorms in the forecast, so we're going to be looking at that coming up. Well, we had showers, we had thunderstorms last night. Severe weather rolled through the region, lasted into the morning hours. And then most of today, just kind of cloudy through the morning, and then some sunshine this afternoon. Of course, it got hot into the mid-60s during the after 60s. That would be nice. Mid-90s for highs. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. All right, here's our new drought tracker. It comes out every Thursday, but because the rain was so late last night, it may not be taken into account, but the drought has gotten worse through the metro. Severe drought once you get to Pittsburgh north, extreme drought from Stockton Lake, Iola, Chanute, exceptional drought still in our western counties. So we'll take any rain that we can get. Warm out there right now, most of us low to mid 80s. And look at some of these rainfall amounts last night. Pretty widespread, about 90% of us. A lot of areas picked up a lot more than some. From Columbus through Joplin, under a half an inch. But if you look at Pittsburgh, we had 6-7 inches, especially on the south and the east side of the city. And another big bullseye of near 10 inches from Chanute, just south of Yates Center. So we got some good rain. We need to continue to get it as we go through the next few days. Not much out there right now, just a couple little tiny sprinkles rotating through. But we are focusing our attention out toward the west. And we have scattered thunderstorms south of Wichita, and then a bigger complex once you get west of Oklahoma City, out through the panhandles, also one through Nebraska. And this wave is heading toward us, and we'll see what kind of flares up as we go through the overnight hours. I think the next few hours, pretty quiet, but after 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, scattered thunderstorms start developing, especially in northeastern Oklahoma. But this is late. This is 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, moving due east along the state line of Kansas and Oklahoma. So these are going to be early morning storms. Here's 7 a.m., so getting into Pittsburgh, Joplin, 6, 7 a.m., but really north of Pittsburgh, may not get any rain at all. This is mainly going to be in the southern half of the section. Some of these storms could be strong, most likely not severe, but something we'll keep our eyes on. But storms lasting 10, 11, noon, and then we'll start to clear out once we get into the late afternoon. Rainfall amounts, of course, the heaviest is going to be in our southern counties. Northern counties, unfortunately, it doesn't look like you're going to get any rain at all. Then we jump to tomorrow evening. Severe threat, at least a slight threat. This is a level 2 out of 5. This is going to be from 6 p.m. to midnight. Main threats, hail and wind. I'm going to keep all the threats low at this point in time, but we'll see definitely what it looks like tomorrow. But let's go to 4:30 in the afternoon. Temps near 90. Watch this severe line drop southeast. Most likely severe winds and hail. So we need to see how this sets up. This is going to be an earlier event. So through the evening hours to about 11 or midnight, and then we'll start to push out of the region for us on Saturday. 90 tomorrow. Morning storms, evening storms. A few leftover storms Saturday morning. Highs near 90. Sunday, we heat up, 94, 95 on Monday. Triple-digit heat back in Tuesday and Wednesday.
Because, of course, because it is July.
Summer, yeah.
You bet. Thanks, Doug. Carthage Water and Electric Plant today is celebrating 125 years of operation in a way that fits the heat. They hosted an ice cream social outside of the Sweet Treats. It also featured live music, a dunk tank, bucket truck rides, and old-fashioned games.
We've got all the ice cream you can eat. We got a lot of toppings. We've got some an area you can play some games, get some prizes. We have live music, and we even have a dunk tank so that we can drop some of our folks in the water, which just happened. So all the kids get to throw some of our employees in the water, which tonight probably feels pretty good.
That social was at Central Park. John Dales joins us now. Motorsports fans in the 4 states are in for quite the weekend.
Yeah, that's right. It's the 61st anniversary of the Mocan Dragway. They're celebrating by bringing in some of the fastest accelerating cars in the world. And the Outlaws try to avenge last night's loss to Clorinda. Those stories and more right after the break. The Mocan Dragway in Asbury hosts racing events every weekend, but starting tomorrow, it offers motorsports enthusiasts an event that you only get the chance to witness about once a year. Thursday afternoon, things look pretty calm on the Mocan Dragway track in Asbury, but come this weekend, it'll be far from that.
This is our 61st anniversary event. We've also got Nitro Chaos on hand to help celebrate it. 20 plus nitro powered dragsters, funny cars, altereds, a mix of vehicles, and the main rule is they all have to run nitro methane. Alongside that, our Grand Marshal is local legend, Missouri-based fuel dragster driver Scott Palmer, and he's going to be going for our track record.
These two cars here, and there's another one coming this weekend that just got put together. They basically have the same drivetrain, same power output as our NHRA 330 mile an hour top fuel dragster, which has 11,000 plus horsepower. So we put that combination in two door cars. They're Pro Mod door cars, but they're half the wheelbase, less than half the wheelbase, and so much wilder. They're just not built for that much horsepower. So you got to have a couple screws loose to put that much horsepower in a little car like this.
Although racers are coming from all over the country, this weekend also offers a look at some of the best driving talent the 4 states has to offer.
In addition to Nitro Chaos, we have a ton of local great racers. We're looking at probably having more than 200 of them out here this weekend. A lot of them have been running out here for years and years. We've got some young guns out there too. And to win a Mocan anniversary race is a really big deal, and especially to the guys that run out here all the time.
Now things get started tomorrow night, then the finals are on Saturday. The cars going over 200 miles per hour, competing for $35,000 in prize money. In local baseball, Mink League action rolls along. Joplin and Nevada both playing today as we close in on the final week of the regular season. Outlaws at home over at Joe Becker Stadium hosting the Clorinda A's for the second time in as many nights. We start things out in the top of the first. Cole Hill makes a nice grab at shortstop on a line drive right to him and then throws over to first for the double play. Kept it a 0-0 ball game early. We go ahead to the top of the fourth. Luke Stout at the plate for Clorinda hits one into right field, and that will find some green grass and also bring home a run. RBI single. That put Clorinda up 3-0 at that point. A's took a 5-1 lead, but going into the fifth, here come the Outlaws. Caden Bressler first sends one into center. That brings home Cole Hill. Joplin down 5-2 at that point. Next batter is Colton Reynolds. He keeps this one fair down the line. And Bressler, right after getting the hit, will come in to score. RBI double by Reynolds as he slides in safely, makes it 5-3. Outlaws rally late. They score a bunch of runs and they come back to win it 7-5. Meanwhile, things not quite as fortunate for the Nevada Griffins. They host Jeff City tonight. They fall 16-6, and things they weren't right from the jump. Renegades scored a run in each of the first 5 innings, more than enough to get the job done. And as we come down the stretch here in Mink League Baseball, it seems like each result every single night is going to change. Last night the Griffins win, Outlaws lose. Tonight they both switch. We're getting down to the playoffs. Things are close.
Yeah, obviously every game counts equally, but it becomes magnified, more obvious the closer you get to the finish
100%.
line. We'll be right back. Some young people in Miami, Oklahoma were jumping for joy. The Ottawa County Farmers Market hosted a jump rope competition. There were different parts to the event, including longest jumping without breaking and how many jumps in 30 seconds. This gave the young people the chance to learn brand new tricks.
There's basic tricks, of course, you can just jump up and down with the rope, but you can certainly get even more involved with it. You can do crosses, you can cross your legs. We have different aspects in jump rope. There are power moves where you're going on your hands and you're flipping around. You can release the ropes all around the place, and you can manipulate it, wrapping it around your body, combine dance with it. It's just really fun.
Coincidentally, that is my routine during the commercial breaks. Everyone who participated got a free jump rope, and the winners received gift cards. After the competition, there was a performance of jump roping skills by the Learning the Ropes group. You into jumping rope jumping?
Yeah, not really since elementary school, but I've never seen you jump rope one time in 21 years.
Really? Yeah. You need to start paying attention, I guess. The weather.
Showers, thunderstorms, very late tonight into the morning hours tomorrow, then a break, and then possibly severe thunderstorms tomorrow night into Saturday morning. And then we start to heat back up again next week.
Final sports note.
Yeah, like I mentioned, things heating up in the Mink League for baseball. Outlaws still have 5 more home games ahead of them, but at the end of this long homestand, that's all the home games they're promised. Nothing promised in the playoffs.
Very good. You want to see them while you can. Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.